Hello. Hi, everyone. Hi, hi, hi. Welcome, welcome, welcome to The Way of Truth number 12. My name is Artem Boysev. I am a spiritual teacher. This is my website. Uh, this is a broadcast where we speak on all matters of spirituality, where I answer questions and provide guidance. So, before we begin, as usual, I would like to speak about some administrative things. First of all, if you wish to participate live in this broadcast and follow the link that I will post shortly to both Facebook and YouTube. So we are broadcasting both on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. And this is the link. If you wish to speak to me, so it will take you to the StreamYard page where you'll be able to join live in a live video conversation, which is always much more productive than answering your questions from texts, because I can hear your face, I can hear your voice, I can see your face, not the other way around. But if you don't want to be seen in a public broadcast, then you can also simply type your questions to the comments to the comment section on both YouTube and Facebook. I will see them right here on my screen, and I will read them and respond. Also, everyone is welcome to join my online Sangha. I'm posting a link also here. This is a link to my online Sangha. It's a Discord community. It's a very active community with lots of practitioners. Some of them are also realized, some of them quite deeply realized. I'm not the only teacher there. If they're going, especially when they go and get stuff, there are different mechanisms there to receive help and support. So I highly encourage everyone to join this community. Also, not finally, not yet. Also, if you wish to support my work, please follow this link. Any support is appreciated. Donations really help us to create more content like this. It takes a lot of time to create content and guide people on the spiritual path. And currently, my income does not even begin to cover my living expenses. So please, you can make a one-time donation on PayPal. You can also make monthly donation on PayPal, or you can support me on Patreon. So there's a link to Patreon there. I post content on Facebook, Twitter, and Patreon and Quora. So please feel free to follow me on any of those platforms. I would also like to bring the attention once again to the fact that we will be doing a retreat, a 3-day intensive retreat on November 17 to 20th. We're renting a beautiful house in Arnold, California. It's a retreat for 10 people. It's going to be an intensive retreat. I wanted to mention, oh yes, so it's a second retreat. It's our second retreat. And there are pictures and reviews from the third retreat on my Facebook page. Actually, let me take a second and post it here, just in case you're interested. Yep. Okay, here it is. So it's also posted on both Facebook and YouTube. You can take a look at how it looks like. So it's going to be a wonderful retreat. The previous retreat was very productive for everyone. It's going to cost only $600, and this includes lodging, the food. So this includes pretty much everything. It's an all-inclusive cost. I'm being told that it's extremely affordable. Actually, most retreats cost more than that. So if you're interested, we still have 3 to 4 spots available. If you're interested, please write me a message. Please contact me. You can send me an email, or you can send me a direct message on Discord. You can send me a message on Facebook. So there are many ways to contact me. So it's going to happen in about 2 months' time. And then finally, we get to finally, we have finally set up a Calendly link to book online sessions with me. I will post it right now, also in all the comments. So if you go to calendly.com/true freedom teachings, you'll be able to book a one-on-one session with me. So I currently have an opening for every day of the week. So one session per day. I currently have one session every day of the week. The time is flexible, and the way it's structured is every day of the week has a different price. So on Mondays the sessions are free. On Tuesdays they cost $100. Wednesdays $200. Thursdays $300, and Fridays $400. So with the idea that you will pick the price which matches your level of income. So please don't abuse the system, because there are a lot of people that cannot afford even $100 to speak to me. There are people who cannot afford even $10 to speak to me when they live in if they live in other countries, for example, than U.S., some poor countries. So we rely on your honesty. The idea behind payment, behind the amount that you pay is you should feel it. So if it's not, it should be more than you drop in a restaurant, to speak for an hour with a deeply realized teacher. So you should feel it, but it should still be affordable to you. It shouldn't. Your financial situation should not be a hindrance for your access to me. So with that in mind, pick what feels appropriate to your level of income, and you can book a session with me. So that's it. So that's it for the announcements. We have 2 people in the guest room right now, and I will get to them. Shortly. We also have just one comment. I will start as usual with the backlog of questions that I have on my Discord forum. So this Discord forum that I mentioned, there's a channel there which is called Questions for Artem, and people post questions there, and oftentimes I don't have time to respond to them in writing, so I address them here. I currently have somewhat of a backlog, so let's take a look. Okay. Cast is asking, that's from June 29th. How do we self-regulate, especially away from maladaptive lifestyles and instant gratification, if we do not think about ourselves? Well, a couple of things. First of all, I never prescribe things like, stop thinking about yourself. That's not exactly possible. You cannot stop the mind. What's trying to stop the thought is another thought. So I'm not sort of advocating some kind of a thoughtless lifestyle. But At the same time, if you look at maladaptive lifestyles and the tendency for instant gratification, then you will notice that it doesn't come from thinking. It comes from discontent. It comes from discomfort. It comes from the inner pain that we carry. Uh, the yearning for instant gratification actually is a yearning for instant relief. You see, so it's not like you want to gratify yourself. You want to do something that will make you feel better. So if you're impulsive, if there's a lot of yearning for instant gratification in you, it means that you're systematically discontent, that you're systematically yearning for some other experience that you currently have. So the answer to this is practice. So meditation as a form of practice robs you of this opportunity to distract yourself and makes you face these yearnings, makes you face these discomforts, makes you explore it in your conscious experience. And the truth about this exploration is that as you embark on this exploration, you will actually notice that these yearnings, they come and go, and they experience in consciousness, including different difficult experiences like tears, fear, and stuff. They all temporary, and you can explore them. And moreover, they all created by you. They don't endanger you at all. And moreover, what's beyond these experiences is bliss and peace. So self-regulation happens quite effortlessly once you stop resisting experiences in the mind. As Muji said, I mean, I don't often quote Muji, but I absolutely love this quote. He's precisely right when he said it. He said, "All good habits manifest spontaneously in a liberated mind, because all bad habits are the habits of pain, the habits of coping, the habits of self-rejection." So to answer this question, it's spiritual practice. And of course, it's not going to be perfect. Of course, it's not going to be perfect. Of course, you're going to make mistakes. So, and the habits of self-blame, self-rejection, and self-denial are so ingrained in the mind that it's not uncommon, even if you have been on the spiritual path for some time and slowly working through your bad habits, and it's becoming easier and easier to live your life healthily and honor yourself. But you will notice that at times that you slip, you might start being extraordinarily harsh on yourself again, you know. But what you will also notice is that being harsher on yourself almost never helps. So if you, for example, have an unhealthy relationship with alcohol, and from time to time you slip and get drunk again and do something stupid, then you might notice how accusatory and blaming the dialogue in the mind becomes. But the interesting thing about it is it's exactly that pain of hearing how harshly you're speaking to yourself. It's exactly that discomfort of self-rejection that you're trying to escape with alcohol. So don't blame yourself. And if you hear the mind blaming yourself, don't believe the thoughts, and focus on the sensate experience that is coming along with these thoughts. So on the spiritual journey, we tend to explore and uncover the habitual self-blame that is happening in consciousness. It's absolutely normal. There's nothing wrong with it. And the more we gain the ability to witness this harsh voice, and, which is even more important, to become comfortable with the uncomfortable sensate experience that arises at the same time along with this voice, the less we tend to resort to the drugs of escape, impulsive habits, and instant gratification. So the answer is the spiritual path. Okay, next question. Ina is asking, 30th of June. Hey, Artem. Hey, Ina. I was reading about systemic family constellations, and I was wondering, do you have any knowledge on the subject? And if so, what is your opinion? Thanks in advance. I have not read this book. Based on, it's actually the first time that I'm hearing about it. Maybe I heard about it one time before. It sounds a little bit familiar, but maybe only once. Based on the name of the book, it probably is exploring the family dynamics. It would be great if it also explored the unhealthy family dynamics. So I cannot comment on what I haven't read, but if you have a specific example or you want to discuss a specific topic, please bring it up or come to the satsang and let's talk on video. Next question. Marilyn is asking, July 1st, how is true love different from egoic love? Well, egoic love is not love. Egoic love is attachment. Egoic love is a need. Egoic love is possession, basically. That's what egoic love is. So egoic love is, I owe you because you make me happy. And of course, the moment you stop making me happy, I will hate you. And of course, the moment you rebel against my ownership of you, I will also hate you. And I will try to restrict you in some way. It has nothing to do with love. Now, does it mean that in every relationship there is no love? Of course not. There's always authentic love. So there is authentic love, and then there is an egoic attachment, need, possession dynamic that is happening on top of it. That's precisely why when we fall in love, we feel like we're going crazy, and we feel like we're becoming irrational. That's not irrational. Love is never irrational. That's not crazy. What is happening is that we are falling in love with someone, and we're following our heart, and it's stronger. It's stronger than the ego. So what we're observing is the ego's craziness, is the ego's insanity. Like what are you doing? This is irrational. The fear of losing control. When we fall deeply in love, we feel like we lose control. So the same thing happens in enlightenment, because what enlightenment is falling deeply, deeply in love with yourself, and that is then overflows you and extend it to other people. But even in the dream state, when we fall in love with another person, something similar happens, and that's why it can be excruciating for the ego. The absolutely same thing happens with love to children. That's the mechanism behind postmortem depression, for example, when a mother gives birth to a child, and then she gets really, really depressed, because the love to a child, the unconditional love to a child, is much stronger than the egoic expectations about what life should be. And the ego is very hurt. The ego is throwing a tantrum, like, oh, what's my life is going to be now? I'm not going to be able to go to, I don't know, like there's going to be no joy for me now. There's what about my old lifestyle? Everything's changed. My life changed. Well, life is constant change, and the love to a newborn child is much stronger than the resistance of the ego. So every time love comes into your life, the ego suffers. And And the infinite love to yourself, which is what enlightenment is, brings up and uncovers all of suffering of the ego. That's why in the spiritual path sometimes the suffering can be excruciating, but it is through the suffering of the ego and through giving conscious awareness to the suffering of the ego, we dissolve the ego in that love. So every love in your life is a blessing. Every love in your life, whether you love yourself, of course, which is the utmost goal of the spiritual path, whether you love a partner, whether you fall in love with someone, whether you love your child, or whether you love your pet. Every love is a blessing and every love is a lesson. Now, of course, at the same time, this egoic attachment, egoic need, can be very distorted to an extent that we spend time with people who are obviously bad for us only because the mistreatment that we receive, the abuse that we receive, feel familiar and we're afraid of something else. If we deep inside, if we think that we are undeserving of love, then we might actually turn away a person who shows us signs of authentic love and run for a person who could be quite abusive towards us, especially if we have an abusive childhood. And this is an environment that we got used to, because the love is the most abused term in the world. And the deepest tragedy, the deepest perversion that happens if we are brought up in an abusive family is that we are being mistreated, we are being abused, but at the same time, we're being told that it's love. And it's for us, it's for our own good. So the mind can be very confused about it. And sometimes we take abuse to be love because of this phenomenon. So sometimes it can be quite confusing. And the outcome, the exit through this to this situation is always developing more and more love towards yourself. So learning to treat yourself better, learning to love yourself better, learning to honor yourself better, spiritual practice, obviously, but the self-love is the answer to all pain and struggle. It is the inner journey, because self-love is the foundation of our experience. It's the foundation of life. Every living being is infinitely in love with yourself, however deeply it is hidden inside of you, by however many levels of layers of suffering it is covered inside of you. It is always there. It is just a question of ultimately seeing it. And it may take some time, of course. The spiritual path is a long path, but it's always there. And when it is discovered, when you truly understand what it is to what it is to love yourself, then it becomes much easier to see if another person loves you, or you just or you're mistaking their abuse, or they're using you in some way, and you're mistaking it for love because you were deeply confused before. So it's a rather long topic in general, and we can discuss the details of everything that happens. But I hope that I addressed it at least cursory. Okay, let me see. Okay, Sam is asking, kindly explain two questions. You are not your thoughts. No, of course I'm not. Yes. If I hear my thoughts, I cannot be my thoughts. Who are you? What do you mean? What does this question mean? You see, it's like it's an extraordinary vague question. Who are you? Who am I? I can tell you my name, but it's my name. I can tell you that I'm a spiritual teacher, but it's not who I am. That's just what I do. Before I was a software engineer. I can tell you that I'm this. This is me. Does it answer your question? The only reason that you're asking this question is because you don't know who you are. You see, so that's what you're trying to figure out. You know, I can tell you that I'm a Buddha, but it's a word. It's just a word. What does it mean? Every answer to who are you is limiting in some way. It's an absurd question. It doesn't mean anything. You see, it only arises in the mind when you don't know who you are or what you are. Uh, okay, Cast is asking. This is from July 5th. Can you get embarrassed? No, I never get embarrassed. All shame is false shame, and only a shameless child is a healthy child. Like sing in public or do silly things. So embarrassment is shame, basically. That's what it is. And shame is an expectation of punishment. So if you experience a lot of shame and you experience a lot of embarrassment, it means that you expect to be punished all the time. Or could you even be humiliated by a group of people by making a mistake with something you try? No. No, of course not. I mean, I could take my clothes off in front of the group of people, turn around and spread my ass cheeks and show everyone my butthole, and I wouldn't be embarrassed. What's to be embarrassed about? It's a human body. It's the most natural thing in the world. So no. Okay, so this is that's it for today with the backlog of my questions from Question for Artem. Let me bring some people. Let me bring the people from the guest room. So I always give precedence to people who join our video. So if you type a comment and I don't have time to respond to it, then join over video next time. Alex, hi.
Hey Artem,
You're here again. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Wait, should I not be here?
No, 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 no. It's okay, my friend. You can join. You can join every satsang every week. That's fine. I just like to yank your chain,
You just like to what?
to yank your chain a little bit.
You really do, man. You
Yeah,
really
I
do.
know.
My Jesus.
I just look at you. Should I not be here?
I know. I get so scared on these calls.
Good, good. Yeah, feel the fear. I'm not a threat to you. No one's
No,
here. It's just fear.
it's
It's just fear.
expectation of punishment. Actually,
Yes,
that's
it's
what I see.
expectation. Yes, yes,
That's what I see. Yeah.
yes. Good, good.
Um. Well, when we talked like 3 years ago, you would often tell me, you were like, "Come on, get to the point. Get to the point. Get to the point." And I think that really hurt me, and I never really got to just like say that to you. And so now every time when I talk to you, I'm afraid that that's going to happen again, and that you're just going to cut me off, and that I'm not going to be able to speak. So when we speak, I speak with it in the back of the mind, like, okay, he's going to cut me off. I got to hurry up. I got to get it out. Like I got to, and I just hate that. And I would just like to be able to speak freely to you.
You
Is
always you could always speak freely to me. Do you know why I don't do that anymore?
I don't. I don't know why you don't do that anymore. And I'm always
Because
afraid it's going to happen.
because you don't because you don't talk in circles anymore.
I don't even I don't even know. I didn't even realize.
Maybe if you do it, it's not as much. So before, like 3 years ago, you would we would start talking, and you would just talk about something for a long, long, long time without asking me a single question. So I'm not even so I wasn't even sure what you want from me.
Yeah.
Now when we speak, you have a greater clarity with regards to what you want from me.
Yeah.
So I don't have to uh, tell you get to the point
Okay.
as much as before.
I think honestly, like, if I had to be honest with you, like what I want to share, I just want to share it because I want your love and attention because I'm very scared.
That's all right, my friend. Breathe, breathe, my friend. Just breathe. Breathe in, breathe out, and just feel the fear. It's just fear. We don't have to talk. Breathe in, breathe out.
I'd like to tell you a little though, because I really don't know if it's like,
Go
I'm
ahead.
sure it's probably normal, but it's just blowing my mind.
Please.
So I feel like what's happening now is there's less of a sense of having, there's less of a sense of being a perceiver, and there's less of a sense of having perceptions. It's it's a lot like I could just like stare at the wall and everything like it like it almost like looks like it moves, and the perceptions, they just, they emerge and they die and they emerge and they die. And before, like throughout the day, I would feel like something was happening, or like there's like this is the day, like here, this is what's going on today. But now like there's nothing that's going on, but at the same time like it feels like so much is going on. And I just feel really scared. I just feel like I don't know. I just feel like I don't even know. That's the thing. Like I can't even speak to you. I can't even describe words like what's actually going on. I just close my eyes for like a minute and it's just like it's just all the time. Normal?
Yes. Just fear of the unknown. It's fear of yourself.
I notice that as much as I'm afraid of this, I have a craving for it too.
Of course, because it's your true nature. It's inescapable. And you also have a craving, I'm pretty sure, to experience more of this and experience more of this fear, because you know on some level that it is through experiencing more of this fear you become free of this fear.
Yeah, I have a deep sense that fear is your love in disguise.
Fear is what is uh, it's like, it's not that fear is love, but it is your love that allows you, un, that uncovers this fear, that allows this fear, that allows you to experience this fear, explores this fear, and accepts this fear.
Yeah, it's why like it appears like they're one of the same.
Yeah, so as fear comes, love also comes. It's,
Right.
and oftentimes after a bout of fear, there is so much more love.
So much more love. Yeah.
Yes.
So if at this point weed is making this all more intense for me, you'd say it is very good. Then it's productive. It's helpful.
It can be, yes. Yes, it was certainly for me. Yes, I also, I like, for the longest time, even small amounts of weed would make me scared.
Yeah.
Yes, and I made a lot of realizations on weed as well.
Yeah. That's what's happening now. I mean, it's been slow, but now it's like, whoa, every time I smoke, and it's
Yeah.
like LSD. So
And if it gets too much, it's not like it's not. Remember, you are the author of your own spiritual journey. You're in control of it. So
yeah,
and I myself, even though I use psychedelics extensively, from on the path from self-realization to enlightenment, it's not like I didn't have any schedule or something. I mean, sometimes there would be months. Sometimes there would be like half a year. I wouldn't use them at all, right? So if you feel like it's too much, if you feel like you have enough to handle right now, take a break. Don't use it.
I think there's this strange thing going on where, as much as I feel like I have enough to handle,
You still want more.
I still want
Yeah,
more.
yeah, I know. I felt the same way. Yes, and sometimes it like feels like it's a masochistic exercise.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. I felt the same way. But what's in reality is going on is that you are surrendering to yourself.
Okay. Okay.
You surrender to yourself. So
I'm so happy to hear that.
there's always this pull,
Yeah.
more.
Yeah.
I want to experience more. I want to be freer. I Even though it's going to be painful there, but it's going to be so much better afterwards. More. I want to see more of myself. I want to dissolve. I want to let go of more falsehoods. Yes, it's entirely normal.
That's exactly what it is.
And then meditation at some point of time, like for those of you or other people that don't use psychedelics, but meditation at a certain point of time in the spiritual journey acquires the same quality. It's like it becomes almost impossible not to meditate. Like for me, after self-realization, I could not meditate. I meditated for like 3 or 4 hours every day for a few years, so it just pulls you
Hmm. Hmm.
because it's your freedom, it's your nature, it pulls you.
What
once you
about?
have
Oh,
seen
okay.
once you beyond the point of no return, once you have seen, it just grows and grows and grows and grows, and at some point of time it takes over.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Yeah. What about if, like, it's weird, but for some reason I'd rather take weed and meditate rather than just meditate, because there's something about the weed that
It
increases
intensifies meditation, it makes it
increases
more
the
intense.
fear. Yeah.
Yes, yes, just like any psychedelic. So any psychedelic will basically make meditation more intense. So that's why they could be dangerous if you take, well, not physically dangerous, but if you take too much too early, that it could be so intense, it could be so scary that it may actually turn away an individual. I'm not talking about you, but it may turn away an individual from the spiritual practice, from meditation. Be, precisely because it intensifies it a lot. So
Hmm.
so yeah. So and the yearning for intensity, yearning to see more, yearning to experience more, yearning to let go of more. I've had a very similar experience. That's why I use them. Yeah.
But it also makes the intensity easier in a way, easier to handle in a way. Did you feel that?
Well, what makes the intensity easier to handle isn't the psychedelic per se, but the growing strength of your non-differentiating awareness, and the loosening of your conditioning. And that's what psychedelics do in the long run, right? Uh,
I see. Okay.
and so over time, right? So the usual dynamic, it's not like if you compare the usual dynamic, is like when you meditate, it may be difficult in the beginning, uh, uh, and then maybe you have some experience, you experience more, you let go of more, there's some peace and relaxation, and it could take a lot of time. So uh, with weed or some other psychedelic, in the beginning, the period in the beginning is somewhat uh, more difficult because it's less in time, and it's more intense, right? But the relaxation that follows could also be more profoundly felt, right? So it's basically the same process is just condensed in time. So both the difficult part of it, uh, and then acceptance happens, and the blissful, peaceful, loving part of it, they both felt much more acutely and more intensely. So there's a feeling that it really helps, and it kind of does. You see, it does. It intensifies this process, but for those people who don't want to use psychedelics, I want to just to make sure that they understand that it's not a hindrance on the spiritual path. You can get the same result from meditation. It's just that the meditation is going to take longer.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what's happening when I take weed. The non-differentiating awareness is stronger and more accepting than my sober state. So it's easier to take more intensity. when-
Yeah, I mean, you would get to the same point with meditation. It would just take longer.
Yeah, right. Okay. Well, thanks. I'm I'm
You're
good.
welcome. How are you feeling
Appreciate
now? Are
talking
you
to
still
you.
scared?
That's better now. I think I just needed to say that because it's literally been on my mind for like the past 3 years. It's every time we talk. So now I can finally just chill
Were,
out.
were you scared to say that? You,
Yes. I
so
was scared to say it and I actually didn't know how to say it.
did anything bad happen?
Nothing bad happened.
So notice how deceitful fear is.
Yes.
We almost never scared of what's actually going to happen. There is a very interesting thing about fear, is that well, first of all, it's impossible to be fearful of what happened already. So you always scared of what you think will happen. You're never scared about what happened, and it's applicable to everything.
Hmm.
The moment it's already happened, you cannot any longer be scared of it.
Hmm.
You see,
Yeah,
like maybe it was very unpleasant, but it's already happened. You cannot be scared of it, right? So fear is always about what you think is about to happen,
it's fear of fear.
and it can be very misleading. Like in my life, for example, almost everything that I was very afraid of didn't happen, and everything that really bad and unpleasant that happened, uh, I was not afraid of it. I did not anticipate it even. And that's the very usual dynamic with fear. Like if you look back in your life, and that applies to everyone, not just Alex. If you look back in your life and you remember the uh, the most fearful moments of your life, or the things that you were afraid of most likely none of them happen, or very few. And if you look at the actual bad events of your life, uh, the actual like struggles and difficulties when something bad happens, then most likely you weren't afraid of it much, and it was a surprise for you.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think you said this to me a while ago, but I see it more now that the fear that you have of whatever consequence or thing that's going to happen invites it to
In a
happen.
way, in a way, yes, yes. Because if you're very scared, like an example that I give oftentimes is that if you're very scared to lose your partner, then you're going to be possessive, you're going to be jealous, you're going to try to monitor him, you're going or her, right? And with that, you're going to push them away.
Right.
If you're very afraid to be attacked, for example, then you're going to behave scared. Then you're going to behave. Then you're going to be timid. That
Yes.
that and some people who are predators will notice it, and they will
Yes.
notice that you're an easy mark,
Yes.
right? So
That's been my
so
whole life.
yes, so it happens on many levels in this way.
Yeah.
So that's why it is so liberating and freeing and good for your well-being to allow yourself to experience this fear and become friends with it, become comfortable with it.
I see that. I
Good,
see that.
good.
Yes.
You've been going fast lately. You've been you've been making a lot of progress lately. Do you cry a lot?
Um, Not as much as I could, but yeah, much more than I did 4 months ago.
Beautiful,
But I'm surrendering.
beautiful.
And it feels like I'm not even, honestly, I don't know. I don't even know where I am. I'm not even controlling it. It's
Yeah, it
just,
feels like you're not even in control of it.
yeah,
Yes,
I'm
yes.
just, I'm just going and I don't care. it's, there's nothing else to do.
Yeah, yeah.
I appreciate everything, everything, all of it. Just all the times you've given me your attention. Um, you've answered my questions. Just thank you so much.
You're most welcome, my friend. It's my pleasure.
Love you.
Love you too, buddy. Good luck.
Okay.
See you see you in November, and like before that too. So
Yeah, November. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right.
yeah, yeah.
Bye.
Bye, Alex. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, Maxime. Bonjour, mon ami.
Hello, my friend.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
Uh, I'm very happy to speak with you. It's been a long time.
It has been some time, yeah.
Yeah. I've tried to join back a bit the community and be there also. It's helpful for me also. It's a good thing.
Of course, we'd
And
love to have you here. We'd love to have you
yeah,
there. Yeah.
I missed you. I missed you.
You also
And
you.
I'm going to India tomorrow.
Oh,
So yeah,
from France.
for 3 weeks, just to continue my yoga training,
Mm-hmm.
300 hours training. Yeah.
Wonderful. Tell us all how it goes.
Yeah, I hope it goes well. Yeah, some part of it I like, some part of it, it's kind of this thing like community with a master and this thing. So it's not cultish, but it's
It has some cultish elements.
it's very pure. It's beautiful, but there's some, it's Indian stuff. So there's still like the guru, and you're like,
Oh, right. So it has a lot of like
yeah,
attributes and symbolisms around it. Right?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I don't care about those. Attachment to rites and rituals. That's what they are for me.
yeah, and yeah. But it will be a good experience, and
I'm sure.
I've tried to go back in the world a little bit.
It doesn't mean he doesn't have insight, or it doesn't mean those practices aren't useful. Yeah, it doesn't mean it at all.
I've tried to go back in the world a bit.
Mhm.
But, it feels kind of dirty, like aggressive, like pollution and everything, and people are like stressed out, and since I'm always in the extremes, I'm a bit like you. So when I said I stopped meditation, I was like, I'm done. I'm full back in the samsara. And it was kind of brutal for my
It's
for
good
my
good for you to feel dirty.
yeah, but it was a bit too much.
Okay. Yeah. I see.
Yeah,
There was a bit too much to take. Okay.
a bit too much. Like I forgot my humanity. Like I almost didn't exist at all, and I was like really separate from my body or something.
Oh, I see.
But a bit too much, right? So like fear, not fear, but like energetic contraction came back, which was
Mhm.
gone before going back into the world, which is strange.
That's good. Oftentimes, going back into the world and seeing people and communicating with people and all the suffering and seeing all the ugliness of the society and what we build. That's exactly what uncovers and helps deeper accept the remaining parts of the ego, the remaining argument with all of it. It doesn't mean that the world is perfect, or it doesn't. Of
Oh
course,
no.
it's not, right? So but it's useless to argue with what you cannot change.
Yeah, I know.
That's why, and also it doesn't mean that you cannot exert any effort in changing it. After all, I am teaching, right? But I realize very well that I can only do so much. I can be a part of it, right? But the world isn't magically going to become different. Society isn't magically going to become different tomorrow.
Yeah.
And my argument with that, my discontent with that, was part of my suffering.
Mm.
And my argument with how people are and how cruel and wicked they can be was also part of my suffering.
Yeah, the mind tends to go in the extremes, right? So I was very much into meditation, and now
Yes.
I'm more like into there's nothing to do, nothing's happening.
Yes.
And I know it's kind of an extreme, but it helps me. I'm much less fearful, and I'm also much less like I really want truth. It's weird because when I was not into the world, we say like leave the world or something. But now when I'm back into the world, I feel also much more like close to people, like I understand them much more easily.
Yes,
So
precisely.
it's very
Because you
strange.
understand yourself more. Yes.
Yeah, it's very. And now I'm much more like truth oriented,
Hmm.
so to speak. And before it was more like to escape myself, not to escape my suffering, but like you know what I mean. Now
Yes.
I'm like I want this, like I want it, right?
Right.
So it has become like almost a different orientation, like almost like it's not my orientation, mine, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
The truth is the highest orientation.
it is, right? Yeah.
So everything, and like not even experience. So all the experiences and all the blissful states and all the freedom is a consequence of orientation for truth, not the other way around. So yes, and what you said about the mind yearning for extremes or liking to go extremes is also extremely apt, and it can manifest itself in many ways. Like, for example, there are like a lot of people experience waves on the spiritual path between like and myself included. I also experienced those between like a depressive sad periods and very ecstatic kind of
Yeah.
overexcited
Mm.
experience, you see, where you feel like, oh, everything is going to be wonderful and you have so much energy, and you do, and both of them are actually a disappointment. it's
Yeah.
it's it's just like kind of irritation and rage.
Yeah.
It's like just like irritation is a very mild form of rage. You can call that a very mild form of bipolar. You see, and even the states of being consumed by love and or being consumed by emptiness are
Yes.
also the extreme states,
Mm.
and the extremes of solitude, just like the extremes of being constantly surrounded by people, are
Yeah.
also the extreme states. So that's why it's the middle way. The truth is always in the middle. Uh,
Yeah.
you're just as comfortable being alone as it's comfortable with other people, and both the beauty and joy of life and the emptiness and finality of death, when it's completely integrated, it's always with you. You don't go into this extreme or another. But the mind does that, and for the mind, and for as long as the mind does that, those are needed experiences.
It was needed. Yes.
Yes, you just work through them. Yes,
Yeah, it was needed.
yes.
Yeah. But now it's much more like in the present moment.
Good.
Like before it was all in my head and like, oh, awareness, consciousness, blah, 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 all that nonsense.
Now
Now I'm
you're
like,
more
it's here.
more in the body. Yes, it's here.
Yes.
Everything is here. Nothing is there.
It was all in my head.
Yeah, there was your mind all along. No, everything is here.
Everything is here in this precise moment, like just this.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Also, I wanted to do something. It's a plan. I don't plan so much. I'm like, but maybe I come back from India in end of October, like 30 October. Sorry, 30 September. And I'm planning to create like some YouTube channel, and maybe I will interview you on my channel. I want to do it. So I want to interview you because I want to create some kind of gathering of the different masters like this.
Sure thing.
So maybe like you and Teja. Adya is retiring, so Adya will be gone. I don't know if you know, he's retiring now.
Well, I know, but you probably wouldn't be able to get a hold of him anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just
So
read.
Adya would be difficult, but his wife,
yes,
maybe.
he has retired. Yes.
Yeah. So maybe I will do something like this. I don't know yet because I never plan anything, but we'll see what comes. And in this case, I would like to interview you and do something, a video of interview you on a full moon night, like Buddha, because you're like the Buddha. So I will interview you on full moon night, and maybe Teja will be new moon. We'll see something. I work with the moon a lot. The moon tells me like which kind of teacher is more on this kind of thing. I know it's weird, but since childhood I've felt this. So for me, Buddha is full moon. For me, you are full moon. And for example, Teja is new moon, right? And today is just, it's more like thoughts, but it's interesting. And today is.
Make sure. I'm sorry, my friend. This is very interesting. But I want to make sure that I have time to speak with.
Oh yes, of course.
I have questions.
And just one last thing. Then I don't. Today is just the day just before new moon and full moon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let me thank you, my friend. I'll be happy to come.
Nice to see you.
Let me talk to. Blessings to you too.
Yes, of course.
Bye, my friend.
Au revoir.
Okay.
Bye.
Au revoir. DJ, hello, my friend.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, I cannot see you, but I can hear you.
Is that okay? I'm just laying down on my bed.
Yep, yeah, that's okay. But if you, well, I mean, we're not the only two people here. Like, if it was for me personally, I wouldn't care. I don't care at all how you present it. But it's a public broadcast, so if you don't want to show your face, that's okay. Voice is fine.
Okay. I don't have a question. I was just listening.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You can listen like this, but for the future, if you don't have a question, it's best to listen on YouTube and Facebook, because the guest room on StreamYard is only for 10 people. I really have that much.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah. So you haven't taken anyone's spot. But if I do have 10 guests, then if you're just listening, then you're taking someone's spot.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right. Okay. So
Thank you.
then. You're welcome, my friend. Okay. So I will then look at that's good. So we went through every guest that we had. So we have some questions now in the comments. Okay. Soul is asking, hi Artem, how long does it take between self-realization and nirvana? Does the process unfold itself? Yes, you could say that the process unfolds itself. It usually takes, in a lot of cases, people who think they're self-realized really aren't, and in a lot of cases, people just stop in a particular stage, and that's it. The deeper you go, the harder it is to stop. The more your intent is for truth, the more yearning is for truth, and not like for bliss or something else, the less likely you will stop. So there are a lot of teachers in many stages of the unfolding, provided that you have a deep yearning for truth and your insight was quite deep, so that the process is irreversible and it just starts unfolding by itself. And you said it usually takes, from what I know, from what I read, and from what I've seen speaking to other people, it usually takes about 10 years, like maybe 12 or something like that. So one person said, I don't remember who, but like one master said, it took me no time at all to get enlightened, but then it took me 12 years to get over it. So that's pretty much what he meant. The reason it was faster in my case is because I used psychedelics. So, but if you just meditate or let the process unfold naturally, and all the triggers and egoic resistance and all the difficulty, you process it in life. then it usually takes about 10 years. It's actually quite a long process, and even by that time, most people's process isn't complete. Like for example, Osho, I could only call Osho a completely enlightened being after he went through another 2-3 years of silence, and in his book Beyond Enlightenment, so he started talking about beyond enlightenment and how his spirit and body are finally one. They have finally merged together, and he called it beyond enlightenment. But I mean, in my language, that's enlightenment. And so by that time, he had been teaching for something like 20 years, from what I remember. So it's quite individual. Some people claim that the process is never complete. I don't quite understand how a spiritual process can be never complete. Life continues, yes, and you learn. You continue learning things in life, right? But if we define the spiritual process as shedding false beliefs, shedding conditioning that has been instilled in you by society, by other people, and healing your trauma, then there is a point of completion. But even if you don't reach that point, this doesn't matter at all, because the destination is the same for everyone. You know, we're all gonna die, and you're all gonna shed it one way or the other. So. Okay, you continue. After self-realization, I still smoke weed, but I find it mostly makes me feel good, relaxed, euphoric, happy. Is this what you experienced? I smoke a lot. Ha ha ha. No, that's not at all what I experienced. After self-realization, it is my experience that like good trips on psychedelics are pretty much impossible. So there will always be a difficult part, and then a deeper relaxation part. So it's quite possible that you have formed some sort of a well, maybe you're not at that point yet, where the process of actually destroying your inner world, where the process of actually destruction of the ego, the destruction of the conditioning, letting go of it, has really started. So maybe you're not at this point yet, or possibly you could have formed a relationship with weed, just like some people form a relationship with meditation, which kind of, this is your happy place, this is your happy time. This is quite possible with weed, and I know the people who do it. In my experience, it's not quite possible with like LSD or magic mushrooms. So if you say that you have the same experience on LSD, then I would be really, really surprised. So then you continue. Is marriage possible after self-realization? Of course. Everything is possible after self-realization. Everything is possible. It's freedom. I have lost attachment to it. Well, yes, you lose your attachments, but it doesn't mean that you don't enjoy it, or you don't enjoy another person, or that you don't love another person. In fact, my love to my wife has flowered tremendously after self-realization. So yes. Okay. Kai is saying, hi Artem. Hi Kai. Why is there physical sensation like severe pain in stomach area while interacting with some people? What does that mean, and what to do about it? Thank you for your time to answer. It could be fear, but fear isn't like fear doesn't manifest as pain usually. I mean, in my experience and the experience of many other people, fear is very much oftentimes the physical manifestations of fear of very often are related to the stomach. So like crunching on the stomach, like you feel like something in the stomach. It can manifest in many other ways, like shaking or sweating and stuff like that. But it oftentimes is felt in the stomach area, in the gut area, but not necessarily as pain. So with regards to pain in the gut area, if you found that there is a correlation between you interacting with other people and feeling emotional reactivity and the pain in the stomach area, it's most likely related. And you see, the interesting thing about the neural system isn't only that it covers every inch of a body, but we have a tremendous amount of neurons in our gut. I don't remember the exact statistics, but I was surprised to learn that as well. It's actually not that surprising to me right now at all, because you can even view this thing, you can even view the human being as basically a tube. It's basically a tube. In one end goes food, in another end goes poop, and everything around this tube is about how to feed yourself better. That's basically what every animal is. And so our so our gut and our digestive system is one of the most important things. It's of course like the consumption of other life as food is the thing that's always been there. It's the basis of life. So it evolved like way before anything else, right? So living beings started eating before they started seeing and smelling and things like that. So it's not surprising at all that the gut is very important. It has a lot of neurons, a lot of neural tissue, and it's also home to a huge variety of different bacteria that doesn't even share, that are not your DNA, they're not your cells. So it's a symbiosis already. Like what we are is already very hard to tell. You have a lot of living organisms without which, in your gut, without which you would be dead. We don't actually consume the food directly. The bacteria in our gut consume food, and then we consume, I guess, their poop. I don't know, but basically they help tremendously, right? So without them, your digestive system would not work very well. So digestive system. My point is that the digestive system is such a core and important part of you that on the spiritual in the spiritual transformation, it oftentimes takes a very kind of serious role, and you felt it a lot. Like just like you can feel headaches or migraines, you can also have some things with your stomach, some like diarrhea or other things. As the my guess is what's happening is that as the neural system rewires itself in a natural state, it just affects the gut to a greater degree than, let's say, it affects your arm. But even your arm, there could be some ticking movements, there could be tingling in your arms and things like that. And your gut, it has even a higher concentration of neurons. So imagine all the things that could be happening there. So, for example, in my experience, oftentimes on psychedelics, some things like LSD, I would sometimes have diarrhea or pain in the gut and things like that. And slowly, over the course of time, it just started happening less and less and less. So oftentimes, the gut becomes healthier. So if you had like for example, if you had a lot of if you were prone to constipations, it could go away as you move deeper and deeper in the spiritual path. So gut is a very important part of our organism, and it's deeply connected to this rewiring that is happening. So why am I telling you all of this? I don't know any of the details about what's going on with you, but I'm telling you this only for one purpose, is that to me personally, if there's some correlation that you experience speaking to other people, emotional stress, and some sensations in the gut, including painful sensation in the gut, that doesn't surprise me. That's what I'm telling. That's why I'm telling you this. So if you don't have any like chronic diseases related to digestion, if you feel like it's a part of your, it's related, it's connected to a part of your spiritual transformation, to your spiritual transformation, then it doesn't surprise me. So I've personally had all sorts of very unpleasant experiences in the gut on psychedelics and off them. So, I mean, hopefully this pain isn't very severe, and it comes and goes. Like almost everything that has that is related to the spiritual transformation isn't chronic, and it comes and goes. And if you observant enough, you can actually find that it correlates with something that is happening in your experience. Like, for example, with communicating to other people. Soul's asking, do all chakras open after or before self-realization? Not all. I mean, I don't like the chakra system at all. I think it's a very inaccurate description. Well, I wouldn't say inaccurate. It's not very inaccurate, but it's very kind of limiting and unnecessary description of reality. Not all people will experience chakras as like energy centers in the body. So as you go through, and the lowest chakras, especially nowadays, not all people will experience opening of them also. So for this reason, I pretty much never use them. So chakras corresponds to the level of awakening, more or less. So self-realization is not complete enlightenment. So not all chakras are open in self-realization. If you're speaking in the context of the chakra system. So basically, the highest 4 chakras or so are the my levels of dreaming, or the realms of reality, or the 7 bodies that Osho described also corresponds to the 7 chakras. And so no, like in the chakra system, if you're not completely enlightened, some of the chakras would still not be open. Steady says, seems like the screen is black. Actually, it's not. It's maybe some glitch on your side. Screen is black for me. Oh, really? So 2 people, Steady and Cheese. So guys, what's happening? Can you tell me, where are you watching it? Is it on YouTube or Facebook? I think that most people are seeing me. Also, Cheese says, apparently 99% of DNA is the body's bacterial DNA. Well, yeah. So yeah, you mean 99% of variety. So 99% of different DNA is the body's bacterial DNA. Yeah. Because well, but you have only one DNA, right? So if you have 99 different bacteria in it, then it would be already the case. Well, no, not exactly, but yeah, like it wouldn't surprise me that the 99% of variety. Oh, I misread you. It's not black for me. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, so this was just one person, so probably some glitch. Yeah, so it wouldn't surprise me if 99% of DNA variety is bacterial DNA. Yeah, for sure. But if we're looking at it from perspective of just unique DNA as a unique organism, then yeah, I mean, if you have 99 different bacteria already in your gut, then it's already 99%, because your DNA, every cell in your body has the same DNA. So human DNA is the minority. Yes, it is. Yes, absolutely. Okay. Do we have any more questions? Okay, that's it. Then I will wrap it up. It's been 1 hour and 15 minutes. Thank you everyone for your attendance. It's been growing. More and more people come to these meetings. Today, over 30 people watched it simultaneously, which is wonderful. Thank you very much. I really hope that my broadcasts help you on this spiritual journey. So please contact me, join my Sangha, please support my work. I want to expand my work. I want to help more people. I want to be able to do it. So, and also I'm in Bay Area. So if you're local to California or Northern California, if you would like me to give talks or hold guided meditation sessions, I do that. I think I do that pretty well. People usually cry in my meditation sessions. So please invite me. I would be happy to go to any center and do any talks whatsoever. We have another question. Okay. Kai says, sometimes feel difficult stay true to myself when you can see attempts. Sometimes feel even love is used to control, entitled, and ownership over you, even dictating. Yeah, sometimes it does feel this way. How to stand for yourself, what to do when people keep attacking you for that, even though you can understand from where you're coming from. It's not a question of you standing up for yourself. You see, like, sometimes you don't need to stand up for yourself at all. And if the situation is truly calls for you standing up for yourself and you can't, then there is something that is preventing you. So what is much more important is exploring the sensate difficulty, right? So either when someone attacks you and your inner reaction towards it, so pain, shame, humiliation, they are usually very uncomfortable. So give them your loving attention, give them your loving awareness. It's not your fault you're experiencing them, but they are there, right? And sometimes, for example, when you want to stand up for yourself but you can't, usually there's fear, right? So give fear this awareness. So it's all the inner exploration. The more you are aware and accepting of your experience, the easier it is for you would be in any given situation to do the appropriate thing for you, which is either ignoring the attack or standing up for yourself and responding to the attack. It must come naturally for you. And our responses, our painful responses to interactions are exactly what prevents the natural behavior, and they need to be explored in the spiritual path. So I hope that it makes some sense to you. I also hope that you have a consistent meditation practice, and you can also come next time to my next satsang or join my sangha. I think that you are in my sangha to discuss it in greater detail. Okay, that's it. I'm about to wrap up. So thank you very much for coming. Love you all. I will see you next Sunday. Bye. Bye, guys.